Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm super excited because I finally achieved one of my biggest dreams. I finally bought my dream car. Yes, after making sacrifices after sacrifices, after working extremely hard, and also thanks to YouTube's money, since I have so many followers now, I finally could afford this car. I spent a lot of money, we are talking about 200k-ish, but it's totally worth it. Let's check it out. Now, as I said before, today is a special day for me because finally I was able to afford my dream car. Yes, we are talking about this 2009 Dacia Sandero, and I'm so excited about it. Of course, we're going to review the exterior. Then, of course, we find this beautiful exhaust, which sounds incredible. The interior, we find this beautiful Alcantara here and here. We find some real leather over here, and we're gonna see how it rides. Yes, I'm of course Alessio and you're watching the Elliott Club. Now, as I said before, I spent over 200k for this Dacia Sandero, and you will be wondering, why is that? Well, there is a very good reason for it. First of all, as you can see from here, we have those beautiful LED headlights, which are super rare nowadays. They are super bright at night, that will feel like you're driving in broad daylight. Then, down here, we have also LED fog lights, which are super rare as well, and they are also so much expensive, so this is why it costs that much. Moving in here, we find the beautiful Dacia logo, which, as we know, Dacia is an extremely high-end brand. It's considered to be the same level as Ferrari, Lamborghini and other premium brands, basically. And as we know, this is part of the reason why this car costs that much. Then we find this beautiful dynamic grille. They spent a lot of time in designing it, and you can totally tell it. Moving to the lower bumper area, we find this beautiful air intake, which you see them less and less, so it's a nice touch. And of course, part of the reasons why this car costs that much is because under the hood we find a beautiful V18 with 1100 horsepower, which is crazy. Moving to the side of the car, actually this is the part in which I was sold, because when I noticed that, I was crazy. I was like going nuts, because I always wanted a car that wasn't monochrome. I wanted it to change over time, and actually I thought maybe I could get tired about this green-gray color. So when I noticed this beautiful part in here with different shapes of color, I was completely sold. Now, the side is pretty simple. We won't find any crazy lines, any crazy crisis here and there, but actually Dacia decided to shape this part over here in a special way, as you can see. Apart of having some shades of yellow, we find some shades of black as well, with this kind of line that follows the wheel, which in my opinion is a nice touch. What do you think, guys? Speaking about wheels, we find here those beautiful 20 inches alloy wheels. And about the brakes, we find a beautiful ventilated disc with 8 pumps, which brakes really well. Moving to the rear of the car, we find those beautiful LED taillights, which, as I said before, they are always rarer. And then of course we find this beautiful Sandero by Renault badge, which is so premium, and also the Dacia logo. Now, moving down here, can we actually take some time to appreciate how much time the designer spent in designing indeed this bumper area? Because to me, this looks absolutely gorgeous. Then of course we find this beautiful exhaust, which sounds incredible. And then we find this beautiful diffuser as well, which is absolutely real and functioning. Now, even though we all know that the Sandero is a sports car, actually you don't have to sacrifice some boot capacity because you have plenty here. I was also sold when I saw this boot because I always hated the lot covers, and here there is none, so it's perfect for me. Actually, the previous owner was so kind to leave an Esselunga bag inside the boot because, you know, Esselunga is a supermarket here in Italy and you never have enough bags, I think, so it's great. I'm not sponsored though. Now let's talk about build quality. Actually, I spent over 200k, as I said before, so it's fair to expect some fine quality materials, and indeed we do find them here in the door panel. We found this beautiful Alcantara here and here, we found some real leather over here, and the door handle is fully covered in gold, which is a nice touch. Moving inside the cabin, actually you can still feel the premiumness of the brand. Premiumness? Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, this car is fully loaded with Alcantara, you can find it everywhere, and actually you have also some stripes of gold over the air vents here, here, here and there as well. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about this car is the steering wheel. It's so freaking well shaped. You find Alcantara as well here and here at the bottom. Then to the sides you find some pure great leather. And the only thing maybe that annoys me a little bit is that you have some touch buttons to control the climate, the navigations, basically all the infotainment related stuff. And then we find this beautiful digital cluster that changes if you select sport or normal mode, which is great in my opinion. Speaking about the infotainment system, actually I think we got here one of the biggest ever mounted in a car, because we are talking about a 40 inches display, and actually apart from being extremely huge, it's actually easy to use because you can navigate through it like this, you can use the navigation, you can connect it with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless, or if you want via cable as well. Yeah, it will feel like you are using an iPhone, which is crazy. I've always wanted something like this in a car and I finally got this. Now, since this car was so expensive to buy, since once again I spent over 200k on it, the previous owner decided to give me a gift, and since he works at Apple, he gave me this one. This is a brand new Apple product. This is the iPhone 18. First of all, I want to specify that I'm not sponsored, but still I need to figure it out how it works, but I think it was a really nice thing to do. Now let's suppose that you never heard about Dacia, you never heard that it's a premium brand and blah blah blah. Just by sitting in this cabin, you will immediately understand how premium this car is. Just take a look of the gear shifter. As you can see from here, this gear shifter is fully covered with 24 karat gold, which is crazy in my opinion. I mean, of course this car cost that much, but I've never seen anything like this ever before. And yeah, it's super fluid, super sharp, that easy to use. You will feel like you're driving an automatic car for how easy it is to manage this thing. It's absolutely crazy. Moving to the central console, here we find 8 USB ports, 2 Type-Cs and a Thunderbolt, so you can connect as many devices as you want. Now, as you can see here, we have a huge vanity mirror with some LED lights up there, which is pretty fine. Of course, the cabin is fulfilled with RGB stripes and every light inside the cabin are LED, as you can see over here, to make the car posher. This car is also a perfect fit for music enthusiasts because it has 14 speakers made by Beats, which sounds incredible. Now, this car has one of the best features ever. Look at this. If you want to go in reverse, you have just to do this. And as you can see, yes, this is the sound of the reverse, and after a little bit of fatigue, you'll manage to go in reverse. This is perfect if you didn't go to your leg day at the gym. So yeah, what kind of other cars would give you this kind of, you know, exercise, let's say like that. Nowadays, most of the car issues are related to electronic faults. With this car, you won't face it anymore because you see there is like an electronic key, but if you press it, nothing happens. This is why you have to insert it into the knob, and then you can open it or close it as many times as you want. this is brilliant. Now, as I said before, you have to insert the key inside the lock to open it or close it. And from this angle, you can totally say that this car was treated really well, because as you can see, there is no scratches at all. That means that they always managed to put the keys correctly inside the lock. Now, this car has a unique feature as well. Let's say that you're having a rough day, that you had to left your home country due to work issues, and you also left your dog at your parents' house and you're missing him so much. Now, thanks to this car, maybe this feeling would be less painful, because if you'll ever be in the back seat here and you'll find all of these dog hairs, maybe you will miss him a little bit less. What do you think, guys? And now it's time for the horn test. This was the horn test. Okay, I think we are done here. Of course, it was a troll video, since this is not my car, of course. This is not my dream car either. Today is the 1st of April, so this is why I decided to make this video. I hope you find it... Rifacciamo. Ma per suona, madonna, c'è mezz'ora! Cioè, ma la campana più lunga di sempre! Basta! Grazie. Bene, andiamo avanti.